New Zealanders are being lied to. We're often told that you need $1 million to retire comfortably in this country, but some people will retire with as little as $92,000 and still live a life that they're comfortable with. So in this video, I'm going to talk about this $1 million retirement lie and how much you really need. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ed, an economist and property investor here at Opus Partners, and retirement is something people get really emotional about. On one side, you've got a group of people saying you need $1 million or even more to retire comfortably. And on the other side, you've got people saying that's just scaremongering and you don't need that much money at all. Now, here's the truth. Both of these groups are wrong. Because what really is a comfortable retirement? Let's say you could afford to spend $50,000 a year when you stop working, and you're getting that 50K between the New Zealand pension and your savings. Well, is 50K enough to live a comfortable life? Well, if your take-home pay has been 40 grand a year, then 50K, that's very comfortable. It's more than what you've been used to spending. But if you're taking home 100K a year after tax, then going back to 50K a year, that's going to feel like a real lifestyle cut. So that $1 million figure that always comes up, I get why it's popular. It's big, it's round, it's easy to remember. And if you get NZ Super for you and your partner, and you have that $1 million in savings, you can probably spend something like 84 to 94 grand per year in retirement. It depends how long you're actually going to live. Now, those figures, that is way more than what the average retiree spends. But your number, the amount that you need to retire comfortably, it's unique. It depends on when you want to stop working and if you're still going to do some part-time work in retirement. It depends on how long you think you're going to live, how much you want to spend in retirement, if you're single, if you're in a relationship, and the return you can get on your money as well. If you're 65 today and you think, look, I just want to live a basic, no frills lifestyle. I live in a pretty cheap part of the country in rural New Zealand. You might only need $96,000 in savings plus the New Zealand pension to live that kind of lifestyle you want. But if you want to spend more when you stop working, you want to quit your job early, you plan to live until you're 102, and you don't think that the New Zealand pension system is still going to be around by the time you get to 65, you could need well over $1 million to live that lifestyle. So let's take that idea that you need $1 million and let's set that aside, because it doesn't actually tell you how much you need to live the life you want. There are 3 ways to get a good ballpark about how much money you need. The first is to look at Massey University's retirement expenditure guidelines. So they go out and they look at surveys of retirees to find out what over 65s actually spend. They then give different types of lifestyles. So if you want to live that no frills lifestyle in a small town, just as one person, you're going to be spending something like $36,000 a year. Now, if you want to live the choices lifestyle in a big city and it's you and your partner, well, you're going to need more money. You're going to be spending $87,000 a year. And the good thing about this is you can pull a figure off the shelf without having to put together a specific budget for you and your family. But some people get really offended by these guidelines. Bob replied to one of my articles talking about this study and said it doesn't line up with what he is actually spending. And that's true. That's almost the point of the guidelines. When you take a guideline from a study like this, it is just a guideline. It's not personalized for you, but it's a little bit better than just thinking, I need $1 million to retire comfortably. And that's when you get to the second way to figure out how much you're going to need to spend, which is to use your own income as a ballpark. Because how much you want to spend in retirement is probably related to how much you earn today. So if you earn a massive income, you're in the top 10% of income earners, then you probably are used to quite a high quality of life. And so you're going to need to spend more in retirement. And that's why, according to Fidelity, you should expect to spend somewhere around 80% of what you are currently earning when you decide to stop working. So if your household income is currently $100,000, which is below the New Zealand average, you should expect to spend something around $80,000 a year when you decide to stop working and head into retirement. Though, if you are on a really, really high income, maybe you need less. Maybe you only need 55% of your income to live a decent lifestyle. And then the third way to figure out this number of how much should I spend in my retirement is to actually calculate how much you spend per year right now. And this is important because Every week, my team of financial advisors here at Opus Partners, they talk to around 90 singles and couples per week about their retirement. And most people want to continue their current lifestyle in retirement and maybe spend a little bit more on travel. But that leads to a really good question that most people don't know the answer to. How much does your current lifestyle cost? Because unless you're a budgeting spreadsheet superhero, you probably don't really know. You might earn $100,000 a year, but then a lot of that goes to tax. You won't have to worry about tax when you stop working. Then you're probably saving money too, or putting money into your KiwiSaver. You won't have to do that in retirement. And then your mortgage, you probably won't have a mortgage anymore in retirement. So we can get rid of that too. So the number that you need to maintain your lifestyle and spend a bit more on travel, that number might be less than you think. And to figure that out, you can use a calculator like this. I'll put the link down in the description. So whatever number you choose, you've got to find a retirement number that works for you. And if you want to see more of these how do I prepare for retirement type videos, do me a quick favor and hit the like button. That's how I know which videos you actually want to see more of. And honestly, it just helps out the YouTube algorithm. Subscribing helps too. We've smashed our goal of 20,000 subscribers. And my new goal is to grow this community to 50,000 subscribers. And then once you have that number, how do you figure out whether you need $100,000, $1 million, or $5 million to give you that lifestyle that you want when you stop working? Well, that's when you need to calculate your wealth gap. This is an idea I introduce in my book, Wealth Plan, and it is really very, very simple. It's just like saying, okay, I've got my spending goal. I want to spend $100,000 a year in retirement. How much money will I need saved or invested to pay for that lifestyle and to fund that lifestyle? And then if I get the New Zealand pension and I keep putting money into my KiwiSaver or other investments, how much money will I have by the time I retire? And if there is a difference between the amount of money that you need and the amount that you're on track for, then you, my friend, have a wealth gap. So if you want to spend $50,000 a year in retirement and you want to retire at 65 and live till 90, you won't need much money if both you and your partner get New Zealand Super as it is today. Your wealth gap, the amount that you would need above superannuation, is only $32,000 saved. So you need $32,000 in savings or investments to live that retirement lifestyle you're aiming for. Not that scary at all, because even if your KiwiSaver is very, very small today, if you're putting money away over the next 20 years, you'll probably smash your wealth gap. So you can feel pretty comfortable about your future. But let's say now you're a bit more ambitious. You want to spend 100 grand a year in retirement and you think you're going to live longer, say to 100. And it's just you. You're only one person getting super. Well, you could need $2 million to fund that retirement lifestyle for that long. And if you want to actually calculate your wealth gap and how much you need, you can either use this calculator for free, the link is down in the description, or you can also work with one of my financial advisors and use a souped up version of this calculator. That is also for free, and you can do that by booking a meeting on my website. Whichever way you choose, the links are down in the description. So that idea that you need $1 million in retirement, we can get rid of that, because that number will make some people really worried, because $1 million is a lot of money. And if you're seeing that and like, that's not a realistic number for me, I can't save that much, I can't invest that much, it might get you worried and it'll keep you up at night. For other people though, that $1 million, it might not even be enough for them in the lifestyle they want. So for me, I want to live a really comfortable lifestyle when I stop working. That's why I'm working hard now. I want to go on holiday overseas every year, maybe twice a year sometimes. I want to upgrade my car every couple of years. I want to eat at nice restaurants and reward myself for working hard. And if that's your mindset, then you will need a lot of money in retirement. Your number might not just be $1 million, it could be a couple of $1 million that you need. But if you've got different ambitions, if you want to have that no frills lifestyle in a smaller town, that's okay too. Your number could actually be under $100,000. Now, whatever it is, the most important thing is that you find the number that works for you and you move towards it.